Was it powwow first?
Yeah.
Okay, you're now live again.
Okay,
Well,
great.
we'll start with,
So
did everybody
much.
have a chance to review the TDF documents? Because I think what we can do in the interest of time is not go through them kind of line by line, but I can summarize for you. Did I give you the photo with that?
I don't think so.
No, okay, so Algoma University gathering at the Rapids powwow. Highlights from this event is that it's growing. So what they want to do is move from Algoma University to the Memorial Gardens to be able to accommodate more people and bring in more participation. So they've outgrown their site with approximately 800 that they have in there. They have quite ambitious goals to become recognized as one of the leading powwows in the province, and eventually they want to become one of the leading powwows in the country. They do pull a good number of people from out of town presently, and there is an opportunity to grow this. I spent the last couple of weeks working with their planning committee, and I do see some really great opportunity to continue to make this even bigger and better. And it does align in with Bonsu this year. So great synergy there to be able to have people come participate in the powwow and participate in Bonsu events. On the scoring evaluation, it was at the highest of the high end with the numbers of people that they're looking to bring in, which gave a full endorsement for the maximum of the $20,000. I can go through more. I don't know how.
The only question I had about that one, because I don't think I saw it, is because I know it's been going on for a while. What's the growth rate showing? Because I say if they're going from 800 participants to 2,000, that's a.
It's ambitious. I mean, the numbers that they're looking at are definitely, I can say they're aggressive, but they're going after sponsorship. They have a new model that they're using to be able to try and strategically grow the event. And one of the ways that you do that is you increase your pot for prizes, and we can't fund prize money. So they're going after sponsorship dollars, and they do have some big key sponsors that are coming in that are upping the prize pots, which will then attract more people to come and participate. So given the numbers that they're looking to distribute for prize money, they could do quite well because they'll bring people in from Canada and US.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it'll be happening. I just, you know, they're showing growing by 3-4% a year, and now we're jumping, you know, 150% that, you know.
Yeah.
That's,
It's the numbers are ambitious for sure. They've done it at Algoma University. They were able to manage it internally because they didn't have the same fees for renting venues offsite.
We donated through the
We-
city directly for future Sault Ste. Marie. Like you're talking
Not
financial,
to this magnitude though?
not to this
No.
magnitude,
Yeah,
no,
no, it was more of a sponsorship.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it has just
Yeah.
my personal sense, I think the event's got a lot of weight behind it. You know, it's on a professional tour. It's growing substantially. I think it's one of those where, you know, if you go back in time and you look at the contribution that we made to the Marconi, this is lower risk relative to some of those events, and I think it's got a potential for a high upside.
and it's that time of year.
Oh, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which elevates it on the scoring, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's homegrown, it stays here, winter season. Yeah.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns with regards to the TDF application for gathering at the Rapids powwow with the ask of $20,000? Nope. Okay, we'll move on to Docs on Ice then, please.
Excellent. The Docs on Ice event happening April 4th and 5th is a premier Ontario physician ice hockey tournament that brings over 800 physicians to various communities this year in Sault Ste. Marie. What should be noted is the last time it was hosted was over 20 years ago in our community. It showcases celebrities that attend, including NHL players and alum, TV personalities, so forth. I just mentioned we're bringing approximately 800 people provincially to the community. What they've applied for in their TDF, their request was $15,000 to enhance the visitor experience. And crucially, to add a piece of programming such as an influencer or keynote speaker that could extend the event and the amount of stays that visitors will take in our community. So the request is $15,000 through Tourism Development Fund Conference and Special Events Training to support the event.
Refresh my memory, what they qualified for, I didn't bring my sheets.
They qualified for 15. They scored 86 in total points, which puts them right inside of the 15,000 to 20,000 freshman.
So the recommendation is 20.
Oh,
Dogs and ice.
yeah, no,
Oh, that's strong, sorry.
yeah.
And again, I asked the same question, what's the, like you said, it's 20 years that we posted this, what's usually the?
No, it hasn't been here, because it hasn't been here, it's over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
No, that's what I mean,
Oh.
I think I'm talking about, like, I'm guessing, like, I know they try to go all over the province and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So what, like, is it an event that's a 20-year turnaround, or is it an event that we bid on periodically?
So we were supposed to host in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't have a ton of background on that one, but I do know that it is an internal application process through United Way, right?
No.
No?
So it's run by local physicians, and a host community puts forward a bid to host it. It's something that the physicians wanted to bring here because it hasn't been here in a long time, but it's really up to their discretion on when they want to bid on it again. Cause it's a significant amount of time on their part to organize it. The United Way is the beneficiary of the funds.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess just explain my rationale is that you're asking me for 15 grand, but like, I want to invest in things that, provide this benefit. Not everyone's every 20 years type thing, you know what I mean? I don't mean greedy, but it's, again, it's an event, a sizable event during an off part of the season. That, if we could make it, every, I don't. 3-4 years, or I don't know what the perfect number is, but if it was something that you can say, okay, we can do this every so often. I'm happy to say, okay, because it is a significant contribution from a hotel perspective.
So I think, I mean, that's certainly something that we now have a Stephanie. And part of that role was to work with parties to try to go after more events. So I think that's certainly a conversation that could start is, hey, we're gonna host it next year. Appreciate it's a ton of work for you guys. We've got a staff member here that can help kind of do some of that heavy lifting and see if we can maybe apply for it on a more frequent basis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the sweet spot is, I understand that it's a traveling show type thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said it's a lot easier to support when I know, okay, 3-4 years time, we're back in the loop, so to speak. At an ideal time in our season.
Some sort of message of intent that we can get a legacy of reapplication for this.
That's the word, legacy.
That's the word.
That's what I was thinking.
But I mean, from my point of view, I've already got like 4 teams in house that weekend from this tournament. It's already coming. They're already having it. So we're just paying for their social mixer. I don't know, it doesn't strike me as that they need the money, it's already happening.
Well, I think, I'm just gonna play full on devil's advocate on this one. So
Are we
one,
trying to entice one of these doctors to stay and be a doctor here?
Well,
I'm thinking there's
I'll-
800 of them
I'll get
coming,
to
we
that
can
in a
get them
second.
happy.
But I think what they're looking at is if you had a significant speaker, that would result in the players, the participants spending an extra night. And without that anchor, that may not happen. Now, my other hat, community development. I am like a firm believer that tourism is a major driver for the betterment of the community. And I think that there is an opportunity by exposing, there are teams of residents that play in this tournament to the community.
Yeah.
There is, you know, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's always a good chance that you could potentially land one of those individuals that has come here and had an awesome time because of the amazing keynote speaker
No, I
that
get
this
it.
board was able to step up and fund.
I wasn't aware of this. Do we?
Yeah, there's some
package
backstory
that
here.
weren't here?
Yeah, so.
If I can also just add in to this, it's a bid that they put forward to represent the city. So I think there's a message to be said that if you're gonna try and bring something to the Sioux that we would like to support. People that are stepping up to say, hey, I'll donate my time to run an event. The second thing is tourism did commit prior to this board to supporting this event under the EDC. Cause it was bid on in 2017 or 18 for 2020. So while the money is, yes, the event's happening, yes, it's kind of going on with or without. We are bringing a good number of people that we would like to kind of showcase our city to at a time where we really need it.
That's what felt more like this was for, it's just maybe we get one of the 800 to come be a doctor. Or we're contributing basically $15,000 to charity.
It's like a great place to raise your kids, right? Like, it's like a great place to have a family and start your life for.
Is there other money or other sources? I'm just thinking, I'm supporting 15,000, but I would love to see these doctors stay for another day and maybe do something else within the community other than play hockey and see.
We've had those conversations with them, and I think that's stuff that we're looking to flush out, you know, whether it's time at Search Mount, whether there's, you know, receptions at some of the other facilities, you know, any kind of exposure to what the community has at large. Like, we are showcasing the community to these individuals. So while they're here for a tournament, there's additional programming to show them what Sault Ste. Marie is all about. So.
April's a tough time.
Well, exactly, right? Yeah.
Did they have a speaker in mind?
They do. Well, they did, but I can't speak to that.
Okay.
I would suggest that there's a pretty small group of doctors that are volunteering to put this on, so.
I think it's follow people. I don't think it's actually.
20 years ago, there would have been a ton.
Yeah.
Right now, there's not.
No.
So.
They're putting a lot of work. They're putting a lot of work.
Yeah. I got enough meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else with regards to Docs on Ice, or do we want to move on to Skate Ontario Provincial Series?
Move on.
Moving on.
Ontario, State Ontario Provincial Series, we have two different designated skating athletes, under 5, over 5, both get 2 different experiences. Along with Sault Ste. Marie, only Sudbury and Thunder Bay host provincial series competition. This is something that happens annually, but the real reason why they're applying for a TDF today is to hopefully expand their capacity and add a 3rd event that hasn't been inside of their roster. So by alleviating some of the expenses for official fees and travels, their budget will be alleviated to host a 3rd event in their series. Conversation with the local sports organization is that there's interest in developing their capacity to be able to apply for larger provincial sanctioned events. But they need kind of help in the earlier key stages of kind of these budget stages before they can apply for something larger. So they're asking for a contribution based on their matrix that they'll write inside of the 1 to 2,500 mark. So we're recommending that we give $2,000 to the Skate Ontario Provincial Series Championship for official fees and official travel.
Thank you. Okay, any questions or concerns with regards to the Skate Ontario Provincial Series or comments?
It's good that these are given out well before the events.
Yes.
Well, we're eliminating the ones that don't get this far.
This also feels very similar to other local sports groups that we have supported. We kind of support at this level, then we get the opportunity to support at the provincial, and then maybe more. This is kind of very similar track to a couple different sporting groups in my just couple years here. So this is like first step for them.
Okay. Excellent. If that wraps up the TDFs, we can move into resolutions. Okay, our first resolution on the agenda was with regards to the 2023 financial statements that we had reviewed previously with Richard. The resolution reads, be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors approve the 2023 financial statements as presented. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Dawn and Richard as a seconder, and I'll call for a vote on the financial statements. All in favor? And that one carries. Our second one was with regards to the Ontario Winter Games. And it reads, be it resolved that Tourism Sault Ste. Marie contribute $125,000 from the General Development Fund to support the 2028 Ontario Winter Games. Further be it resolved that the financial contribution be contingent upon A, Sault Ste. Marie being awarded the games, and B, securing the required additional funding from other funding sources. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Lawrence? And Nick as a seconder, and all in favor of the Ontario Winter Games. And that one carries. The next one on the agenda is the gathering at the Rapids. And that resolution reads, at current be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $20,000 through the Tourism Development Fund, conferences and special events stream to support the gathering at the Rapids Powwow to be held February 15th to 16th, 2024. Sorry, that should read 2025, correct?
Yep.
And a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Dawn, and a seconder? Melissa, and I'll call for a vote on the gathering at the Rapids. All in favor? And that one carried. The next one is with regards to Docks on Ice. And that resolution reads, be it resolved that Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $15,000 through the Tourism Development Fund, conferences and special events stream to support the Docks on Ice tournament to be held April 4th to 5th, 2025, and a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Richard and Lawrence as a seconder, and I'll call for a vote on the Docks on Ice. All in favor? And that resolution carries. The next resolution on the agenda is with regards to the Skate Ontario, which I don't see.
You need it, Bev?
Is it the
Nope.
same?
No, I got it up here. I just don't see it printed, that's all. Be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $2,000 through the Tourism Development Fund, conferences and special events stream to support the Sioux Figure Skating Club Skate Ontario Provincial Series to be held January 10th to 12th, 2025, and a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Dawn, and do I have a seconder for this resolution? Lawrence, and I'll call for a vote for the Skate Ontario Provincial Series, and that one carries. Our final resolution is with regards to the Wishart Park contract. Lawrence, as you declared a pecuniary interest, you will be exempt from voting on this. This resolution reads, be it resolved that the Board of Tourism Sault Ste. Marie authorize the chair of the board to enter into contractual agreement with Precambrian Natural Surfaces Trails, Inc. for the sum not to exceed $167,952.40 plus HST for the purpose of trail construction for the Wishart Bridge project. Do I have a mover for this resolution? Dawn and Richard as a seconder, and I'll call for a vote on that. All in favor? And that one carries. Okay, that covers the items on our agenda today. Coming in tight here. There is a notation on the agenda that we may need to reschedule the November 19th. Do we want to have a quick chat about that?
You wanna push it a week? I get back, but if you're away, I mean,
I'm away that week. I'm in.
oh, yeah, yes, well, can we push it the following week?
I'm at the Northern Tourism Summit that week.
Yeah,
Following week would be better.
yeah, following week would be ideal.
So that would move it from the 19th to Tuesday, November the 26th.
Yeah,
And if nobody here has any concerns, then we'll go ahead and move it. And if we could just advise the board members that aren't here so they can move that in their calendar at the current time.
and we will be bringing the draft 2025 budget to that meeting. You will see in advance.
They have a. Sixes. That might be push thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
We'll see what.
We'll see what, yeah. We may even look at a Wednesday or something.
Okay, if there is nothing else today, I'll ask for somebody to move us into adjournment.
But that's a quick question of Josh, if I can.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned for the skating, like, this being kind of a step up. Event and stuff like that, and I know we supported different tournaments of different varieties and stuff like that. Would it be? What would it take to say get a report on groups that we've done, and are they ready to be bidding on a step up tournament? I mean, in my mind, and I'm only speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for hoteliers. I'd love to see like a major provincial or whatever event every month during the winter, be it hockey, figure skating, broom ball, whatever the heck it is. Because we're more, I think we'd be more than happy to open up our doors. So if we have a little bit better understanding of where we stand with some of these organizations, I know there's a mixer.
Yep.
If it happened or coming up. Or
No, it's
something.
coming up.
So that, maybe it's a good time to.
That's a great question, because right now we ask kind of what are the things impeding them from considering to applying to the next stage, but doing a little bit of analysis on the flip side of the positive in regards to what the next step on the ladder is really good. Let me take that away and think of ways that I can kind of action that.
good news is Hiawatha Highlands is hosting NOSA cross country skiing and then the OUAs as well. In addition to Beaver Freezer and the Fat Bike Race, so
Yeah.
Wow.
starting to get some more numbers there.
Yeah,
And
because I mean, I agree that, the bigger events feeds, like the next step up
Yeah.
events would feed to the bigger events, right? So like.
yeah,
In say like, thinking logistically, say like if we're getting winter games in 28, best case scenario. So it'd be great to have a bunch of series of provincial level.
Yeah.
What I mean, that
Yes.
grease our wheels in terms of volunteers and, building up to ultimately the games, right?
Absolutely, yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Let me put some thought around it.
Okay, excellent. Richard, did you have a question?
He's
or
voting.
Voting.
He's motioning to adjourn, motioning,
Okay.
motioning aggressively.
And second is Lawrence. Okay, perfect. I'm assuming we are all in favor to move into adjournment. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you next month.
thanks.